Could we potentially save these bananas and possibly get them to ripeness before winter? So I put a chair here to kind of hold it up, but in its own weight, is it going to crease and break? And maybe if we put some soil around the roots that are kind of exposed after falling down, will that keep it from drying out? I think we need to put something else to hold the bananas up a little higher, and just so the bugs and wildlife maybe don't get them. We'll try and see though. Fortunately for this pawpaw, we had 2 or 3 pawpaw fruits on here, probably half to 2/3 ripe. I think I see one up there. I think all the other ones have fallen off, probably from Hurricane Debbie, Tropical Storm Debbie, whatever you want to call it. Because I see stems, like there's a stem. Let's see if I can even get... Mosquitoes are horrible. The stem's still there, but the fruit, I couldn't find it on the ground or anything, so possibly fell off and went down through the swamp. I see another stem way up there, but there's that single fruit, which you may or may not be able to see on camera. They're tiny. And so usually within a 2-week or so frame between year to year, you have everything ripening when it actually does produce fruit. We've had fruit from it, from this Tennessee seedling, for off and on for years, and people said they'll get bigger over time. You know, if they start fruiting, you know, the first year or two they're tiny, and that didn't happen. They'll get bigger if you fertilize it. We did a really good fertilizing regimen, I guess, the last year or two, and they're tiny. So this guy is just a tiny pawpaw. Too wet for me to go back there and with my shoes on, but the water is receding and frogs are busy chirping all night long. The ducks are happy. Got all kinds of little water birds coming in, you know, eating stuff. Dragonflies everywhere in the swamp there. It's been several days since I worked on this garden vlog. We have a few, I think we're going to give somebody 3 figs, a chaya, I think a beauty berry here, and possibly a couple other things, a big giant loquat and a few other things maybe. A little arrowroot here as well. Give them a little cassava as well. These are not my doubles, but I got a verte, which is like a strawberry flavored one, I guess. Italian everbearing fig, and a tenna fig. I've had so much bad luck with trying to get blueberries. This guy's half dead, but it does have some life in it. I'm gonna give this away too. I think all the other ones I had in pots. Got these 2 pineapple guavas here, and these guys took a beating from the drought and then the flooding. This guy's like 70% dead, but it's got some new growth. It might recover. Maybe we need to prune it before they plant them. These are just seedlings, but hopefully they'll recover. That larger loquat, when I dug it up, I did not know if it was going to recover, but it's got some new growth and stuff on it. I told them maybe wait till cooler weather starts before we get it planted, just so the roots are more established. They've been cut and everything, just chopped off from where we salvaged it from. The roots on this Mexican tithonia, I don't know, it probably hasn't been a whole long time since I put this little thing in that pot, but geez, it's probably 7-8 foot tall, and it was hard to get the roots out of the ground. I actually found another blueberry that's in good shape. It was just hidden on this little trough there. It's had water, you know, bottom side watering, water available, I should say, but it's the same variety, so it's not going to pollinate each other, but it's definitely in better condition. Check this out. I've been looking for this guy, I think, for a year or more after I planted it. This is, I think, a plum, but it could be something else. I can't remember. I planted something along this line, and all these weeds, I guess, just grew up over here. All right, I found the tag, flatwoods plum. I don't see any sign of our banana passion flower coming back after it died in that drought. It was right there. No sign of life at this second American persimmon that we planted there. The other one that came back from the ground. So we'll have at least one for a rootstock or something. But that, guys, still haven't found the Suriname cherry I planted here a year or so back on wetland zone 1. Some muscadines here, but mosquitoes are so bad, and the weeds and all up here are just so high, and the thorns. It's gonna be hard to stop and pick any. Let's pick a few anyway. Sweet trails of sweet potatoes here, there, and everywhere. Tons of turmeric, a little bit of ginger, culinary ginger there. Some taro, malanga, edo, whatever you call it, I don't know. Pineapple guavas are looking pretty good for not having watered them in a long time. And they're still holding some of the fruit. A lot of the beauty berries are wilting like crazy. I don't know if it was because of the bad storm or a combination of that and the hot days, but we could definitely be picking beauty berries now or within a week or so. But these mosquitoes are going to make it impossible, just like they're making it impossible to get the muscadine. Going to come out back in the furthest back part of our yard, like wetland zone 2. But it's still standing in water and it gets worse, and I don't want to run my shoes. I can still see, a lot of that new growth on that avocado back there. It's looking good from about 20 foot away. Well, if it's not the heat, the flooding, humidity, rain, lack of time, it's these damn insects that mess you up bad. There's Dunkin' grapefruit. Flowering again. What's that, third or fourth time? Mayhaw we planted in the ground is still looking wonderful. I am so surprised it took to just being planted there with very little or no extra watering from a water hose or anything. Looks like our Suriname cherry is recovering nicely, but remember, it did not flower or fruit this winter. It usually flowers in the winter, so it needed, I guess, 2 years to recover. But we're going to get some of the seedlings. I don't know, maybe in cooler weather. There could be 10 or 15 here. I'm going to replant a few elsewhere, but also give some away because people want these guys. So it's always nice to give fruiting trees away, especially when you have extra news about all the plants that I'm giving away today or tomorrow, the ones we gathered up, the figs and stuff. I have access to that property too. So even though I don't have doubles of those figs and them fig types and all, if they do well there and produce, I can get cuttings later on and collect some of the fruit and taste it. I did taste a few more of these strawberry Cattleya guavas over the last few days, and I found that if you pick them 1 to 2 days before they drop, that they have a better flavor. They're not starting to rot or whatever. And look at this, it may be fixing to start blooming again. Look at there. I don't know, maybe them are flower blooms that are gonna happen again. All right, I guess that's it for this video. Take care, guys.